So maybe the first question to the Chinese side.
I'm a reporter of Xinhua News Agency, and I've got a question for Mr. Xie. Mr. Xie, I know it's the third time since you have been assigned as the special envoy of the Chinese government on the problem of Syrian. Please introduce your purpose of this visit and the outcome of the discussion with Mr. Vershinin. Thanks.
Yes, indeed, this is the third time I've been in Moscow since I took up my job. The situation, as you know, on the ground changes very quickly, almost every day. As strategic partners, China and Russia obviously need to have such an opportunity to exchange information, views, and to discuss and coordinate on the Syrian issue. So this is the main purpose, and I think it's timely that I come to Moscow and have discussions with my very good friend Sergei, and I and Sergei. We had a very good and very useful discussion this morning. We had a full exchange on the current situation, and we also shared our views on how to do with the current situation. So I'm very happy and very pleased to have this opportunity. Thank you.
And the second question for Interfax.
Interfax News Agency. So what is the role of China in Syria peace settlement? And as we know, intra-Syrian talks in Astana are preparing right now. So on which level the government and Syrian opposition will be presented during these talks? And who do you think is a credible Syrian opposition to take part in these talks?
Thank you so much. First of all, let me also say that I'm very much pleased by the consultations that we had this morning with my friend and with the Chinese delegation. It is regular consultations, and we do appreciate this tradition of confidential exchange with our Chinese partners, especially on regional issues and especially on the issue of Syria. Now we find ourselves in on a very important and sensitive stage of development in Syria. So our consultations today permitted us to exchange views how to proceed with moving ahead with the implementation of the cessation of hostilities in Syria, but also in the relaunching of political process in Syria. And I informed in details our Chinese friends about Russian efforts to organize and to prepare a meeting in Astana that may be a very important stop in our efforts to move forward. First of all, to strengthen regime of hostilities in Syria, but also to help relaunch political process under UN agenda in Geneva. So we think that it will be very much important when the delegation of the Syrian government and the delegation of the Syrian opposition groups, armed groups, that joint agreements that were achieved on the 29th of December and that were endorsed by Security Council by its resolution unanimously, when these talks begin in Astana, we may expect very important decisions that would enable first of all, as I said, strengthen the regime of hostilities in Syria and thus stopping violence in the country and thus helping ameliorate the humanitarian situation in the country for all the Syrians, and also by doing this to create conditions for political process and broad political dialogue between Syrians to decide their future by themselves. Thank you.